guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is long overdue and I have to be kind of quick with it because my daughter is sleeping and this is the only time I can possibly try to record this. But if you can tell from the title, we did it again. We are having baby number 2. And so now I have new tips and tricks for our TTC crew. I know my other TTC video got a lot of views and helped a lot of people, and it is still useful, still helpful, but I got new toys, new tips, new tricks, things that I tried, because unlike the first time, this was very difficult. This second round, it took us 10 both hands, took us 10 cycles to conceive baby number 2. And so I'm going to tell you what I did. Take what you need, leave what you don't. Also, no, I am not a medical professional. So if you have pre-existing conditions, please consult your healthcare provider before trying any of these new things. But I don't have pre-existing conditions, so I was down to try any and everything. And I'm going to tell you exactly every single thing I did. So first, let's talk about my new gadgets. I know they look weird. Some of you will be familiar with some of them, but let's start with this one. So if you watched my first video, I talked a lot about tracking your body basal temperature. I told you you could get the thermometers from Amazon, Walgreens, CVS. All of that is true. This is a thermometer as well. This is from a company called Ovusense. I will put the website and their logo down below. Also, this is not a commission video. These are actually things that I bought and I used. So the first time I conceived, tracking BBT was easy. I was waking up at the same time every day. I was able to grab the thermometer, take the temperature, and it'd be accurate. Well, throughout these cycles, my sleep patterns changed. My temperatures were all over the place, and it just became harder. So I watched a video, joined some groups, found out about this. This tracks your internal BBT. So there's some other companies. There's Temp Drop. They have like a band that you can put on your arm to track your temperature. This company, Ovusense, has one, like a sensor that can go on your arm. But this one, I use this one. This is an internal thermometer. So it needs at least 6 hours to get 4 to 6 hours, but I want to say 6 to get an accurate temperature. So this, like I said, internal, and you know what internal means. You put this inside, but you leave this part out. So when you put it up, you should have about this much exposed, almost like using a tampon, and go to sleep. Doesn't matter if you sleep with your mouth open, doesn't matter if you sleep with the room cold, doesn't matter if you sleep with the room hot. When you wake up, first thing you do is pull it out. When you pull it out, there's an app that goes along with this. I will show on one of these corners, I will put a screenshot of what it looks like when you put the temperature in the app. But there's a little point here. You can use your iPhone, your Android phone, whatever. You just tap it on the phone, and it takes the temperature that is collected from here and put it on a graph for you. Easy. Easiest thing that I did, because I was unable to remember to grab that thermometer every day. If you can, great, but I couldn't remember how to do it. My sleep patterns changed. On the weekend, I was getting up at different times. In the mornings, I was getting up at different times. Was not helping. So this is called an Ovusense. This is an internal thermometer. Like I said, you put it in and just go to sleep as regular. Pull it out in the morning. Track your temperatures. It doesn't matter if you do it at the same time every day like it does with a thermometer, because what it does is this will take like a bunch of temps throughout the night while you sleep, and then it will take the average and give you the temp. Now, if you are somebody that uses the Fertility Friend app, you can go on the settings and you can change it from oral temps to vaginal temps. And so it, still does the graphing for you. They also say the vaginal temps are a little bit more accurate because it's really right next to your cervix, right next to where all the activity is going on. So this is my way of tracking my temps this way around. Also, this. So this one looks similar to the other one, but if you look at it, it kind of has like a front and a back piece. So this is called a Kegg, and I'll put their website and their logo down below. Kegg, a Kegg. There's a button on the front. I don't know if you can see it based on my lighting, but there's a little button. It comes with a cradle to stick it down and charge it. You take it out. You only have to put this in for 2 minutes a day. Literally 2 minutes. And I honestly don't think it takes that long, but you pick a window. For me, I get up in the morning for work around 6:15, so I set my window from 6 to 8 or 5 to 7. That means if I wake up before 6:15 and it's between 5 and 7, or I wake up after 6:15 and it's not past 7, I can still do my reading. So this also comes with an app. So this part on the front stays on the outside. This goes in the inside. So you just put it in. On the app, you tell the app that you're ready, and you sit still, stand still, lay still, whatever's comfortable for you, and you wait. It will beep and tell you to take it out. And what this does is it tracks your cervical mucus. So for people that actually use that method, like tracking your cervical mucus to find out when you are close to ovulation and when you're fertile, this takes, it kind of tests the consistency of it, like, the environment, to let you know when you're getting, like, when your cervical mucus is getting closest to being fertile or when it's not. So, and this is also good for Kegels, for pelvic floor exercises. So it has an option when you test every morning to do Kegels for 1 minute and test. If you don't want to do the Kegels, you just say no Kegels today, do the testing. It also comes with a graph. And in this app, you can take those same temps and put them in here, and they'll mirror them. I will put on one of these corners, I will attach a photo of my graph. So with this app, it gives you an up and down type of slope. We call these valleys. So when it goes down and you see it starting to trend downwards, that means that your cervical mucus is getting a little bit closer to being fertile. And then when it starts to dip back up, then you're out of that valley. So they'll say, every time you see a dip, try to get the baby dancing in, and when it goes up, then stop. Then when it goes down, do it again. If you're inseminating, like doing, at-home inseminations, things like that, like we did, we use this as a method along with the temperatures, along with testing ovulation with the strips to see when they matched up. And so when my valley started to dip, then my ovulation tests were positive, and then I knew, okay, it's time to inseminate. So these two have been very helpful, very paramount in me making it happen, okay? Now, starting this journey, I was fresh off of breastfeeding, so breastfeeding for 2.5 years. My cycle was not regular like the first time, so trying to track, it was all over the place. I had 45-day cycles, 57 days, 60 days, 30 days, 25 days, all over the place. So I kept looking to find out how to regulate that, all the natural methods, everything. Some stuff worked, some stuff did not. So, I found this that was talked about a lot. So this Vitex fruit. So basically this is chasteberry. If you're familiar with teas and herbs, this is chasteberry. These capsules are vegan. And so the instructions pretty much tell you to take one capsule 2 or 3 times a day for 8 to 12 weeks. I don't think I even had to take it that long. I think after taking this consistently, 3 pills a day for like a month, my cycle came back and my ovulation kind of regulated. So they're not really big. Let's see if I can get one for y'all. They're not really big. I low-key like the smell of them. But it's gluten-free. There's no sugar, no salt in it, no artificial colors, no flavors, none of that stuff. It's literally just the chasteberry fruit, the chasteberry herb. So you don't have to do this. I mean, if you are a person that loves teas and herbs, you can get chasteberry herb and make your tea. But I found out about this and it really works. So try it if you want to, or don't. It's just a suggestion. So this helped me kind of regulate my cycle. Now, the things that did not work for me, out of all 10 cycles, 4 of those cycles were medicated cycles. So I did try fertility meds. I tried letrozole 2.5 milligrams and letrozole 5 milligrams with a trigger shot, Arvidrel, if you're familiar. So I took the pills right after my cycle. It made me ovulate quick and sooner, like day 13, earliest for me, because I don't ovulate until like day 18 through 25. So this had me ovulating at like day 13. And then when I would get like the positive test, I would take the trigger shot, inseminate, did not work. So some of this stuff can be done along with your medicated cycles, but I just wanted to throw that out there that medicated cycles did not work for me. So what did I do different on this 10th cycle? So I tracked the temperatures, I tracked the cervical mucus. I did start taking Geritol. So I heard about this a couple of years ago. I wasn't consistent with it, but I decided to get another bottle and try again. They claim that there's a baby at the bottom of every one of these bottles. Got me. I'm a believer. So Geritol is a iron supplement. It's a B vitamin and iron supplement. So you just take the recommended dose every day in the cup. Be warned, it's disgusting. It's nasty. Drink some water after it. It has vitamin B1, B2, B6, choline, which is good to have in your prenatal, and iron, of course. And yeah, so I started taking this around cycle day 9 or 10, and I took it all the way up until I got a positive pregnancy test. So the bottle really doesn't have a lot left in it, but took it every day. I also decided to take a fish oil supplement. So I watched a video that said, when it comes to getting your egg quality up, having omega-3s, fish oil is good. I found this brand is called New Chapter Whole Omega for moms. And it didn't have too many ingredients in it. I like it. The recommendation for this one was, I think, to take 4 a day. Let me see. Yeah, this one you had to take 4 of these a day. So there's another brand that I use. I'll put a picture of it below because I don't have it in my hand. But this one was 4 below. I did find one that was 1 a day that had great reviews because this is only 90 capsules. So if you're taking 4 a day, they tend to go pretty fast. I think I went about 2-3 bottles of this. Also incorporating the prenatal, I will put a picture of the one that I'm using. I don't know the name of it right now, but prenatal for 3+ months. I have been taking a prenatal for this whole time, for the whole 2 years, so it wasn't hard for me to incorporate that. I also read the book It Starts with the Egg, kind of skimmed through. I didn't really change my diet. I did drink more water. But I also did incorporate, I know some people say, what is it called? CoQ10, which is like a vitamin. Well, there's an ingredient in CoQ10 called ubiquinol. Well, they sell ubiquinol on Amazon as pills, and I'll put a bottle down below. I took that to help with egg quality. Now, I noticed that my issue also was I had low progesterone. So some people will watch this video, know what that is. Some will watch and some won't. Progesterone is that hormone that helps your body with implantation. It helps support the pregnancy, and your body naturally makes it after you ovulate. Well, my body was making it, and it was low. How did I find that out? This company. It's called Prove. Prove has like the at-home test that you can test your estrogen, your egg quality, or your egg reserve, and your progesterone. So I would ovulate, wait until 7 days pass. I would pee in a cup, dip the stick, and wait. And so with Prove, it is the opposite of like a pregnancy test or something. So you don't want to see 2 lines. You only want to see 1, I think. Yeah. So you want to see one line, and you want the second line to be really faint or basically non-existent. I'll check that information, but they have an app as well. You scan it, and it kind of tells you the level of progesterone that can be detected in your urine. So I realized after trying a few times and taking this test that my progesterone was not rising to a level that was good enough to sustain a pregnancy. So I tried natural means. I made teas, ate food, seed cycle. Some of that stuff helped, some of it did not. So I ended up getting on medical progesterone capsules, PreMom 200 milligram, and I had to insert those vaginally every night from about 3 or 4 days after ovulation all the way up until I just stopped using them at 13 weeks. I'm currently 14 weeks in one day, so I stopped using them around 12 weeks because the placenta takes over. It's not necessary. You can take it longer, but I realized that I was out of the woods, and so I didn't. So now for things that I saw on TikTok that I tried as well. So I did the Geritol on cycle day 10, and I started taking baby aspirin. So baby aspirin, 81 milligrams. Doesn't matter what brand you take. Bayer, store brand, Walmart brand, Kroger brand, Target brand, wherever you go to get your medicines, aspirin. But it has to be baby aspirin, 81 milligrams. So aspirin helps with inflammation, and that helps with the implantation process. I started taking it just as a precaution. It also helps with blood pressure for those like us that are maybe prone to having high blood pressure, and while you're pregnant to be prone to preeclampsia. A baby aspirin a day can help that. So I started taking baby aspirin once a day from cycle day 10 all the way up until now. I'm still taking baby aspirin because my doctor cleared it. I can still take it. Clear it with your doctor. So I think that helped a lot with implantation. Don't quote me. I did a lot of things, and so any of these things could have been the thing that helped. So old wives' tales, they're out there. I tried them. During that 2 week period of waiting for a positive test, I kept socks on my feet, and I kept my feet warm because they say your womb and your feet are connected. So feet warm, womb is warm. So I kept socks on. I drank palm juice. I'll put a picture here. Everybody's familiar with palm juice, pomegranate juice. It doesn't have to be the palm brand, but it can be 100% pomegranate juice. I found some that was not from concentrate, which means it didn't have any sugars in it. And I just drank 1 cup a day. I drank beet juice 1 cup a day. And that's pretty much it. I kept my water going. I drank my palm juice. I drank my beet juice. I kept my socks on. I took my aspirin. I continued to take my Geritol, my prenatals, my fish oil. I was taking all that stuff, and I was still tracking my temperatures. So I will put a picture on one of these corners of the graph of this cycle. And the thing is, I ovulated late this cycle, around cycle day. Excuse me, y'all. My baby's waking up. But I ovulated around cycle day 26. So don't let them tell you that late ovulations prevent pregnancies, because they don't. Everybody ovulates at a different time. Keep tracking, keep going. With both this pregnancy and my daughter, I ovulated late, cycle day 25, 26, and they both resulted in healthy pregnancies and one healthy birth, and this will be a second healthy birth. So, tracking ovulation, late ovulation, still pregnant. I got a positive test at 10 days past ovulation, not just a super faint, like a visible there, and this cycle actually resembled the cycle that I got pregnant with my daughter, so I kind of felt hopeful tracking that through there. So I still tracked my cervical mucus and my temperature all the way through until I confirmed pregnancy, and then I stopped using both of those. But these tools can be bought with your HSA card, so they are pricey, so I'm not telling you to go out and buy them. I'm telling you that they helped me. So with Ovusense, Temp Drop, if you get it, or even with the Kegg, they're like 200, 220, but I use the health savings account card, and boom, one by one, I purchased it and went with it. And honestly, I think they both help, and I'm not sorry at all about that investment. Now, for the actual insemination, I literally did the same thing that I talked about in my same video. I was using a fresh sample with a donor. So I still use Mosie Baby. Shout out to Mosie Baby, because Mosie Baby has created both of my children. She waking up. Mosie Baby with a flex disc and a speculum. So speculum is unnecessary, but I like it. I found one on eBay for about $9. Plastics, disposable speculum with a light. I had my Mosie Baby syringe. I didn't use any pre-seed or anything like that because it's been proven again that didn't work for me, and I'm just going to forgo that. So I inseminated the first day of my high ovulation test and the day of my peak with Mosie Baby, and I put in a flex disc for the 8 to 10 hours, and then I took it out and went about my business. I also didn't mention one thing. If you have been watching TikTok or YouTube, Mucinex. I did use Mucinex. On one day before ovulation, both days I inseminated, and 2 days after ovulation, I took the 600 milligram Mucinex. Not the ones that got all the extra stuff, just the regular 600 milligram Mucinex to help thin out the cervical mucus, to make it easier for your specimen to get through the cervix and get to where it's got to go. And I'll put a picture of the one that I used up here. Yeah, so most of my process mimicked the same as the first video, except I really had to do some stuff this time. I had to add progesterone. I had to track my temps differently. I added Geritol and aspirin and Mucinex. And we are pregnant with baby number 2. So take what you need to take, leave what you don't need, but somewhere in all this stuff that I tried, it happened. So get a good prenatal, add some fish oil. The ubiquinol is optional. It just helps with egg quality, but it's not necessary. Geritol, aspirin, good tracking. You need to track. You need to track that ovulation at least 3 months ahead of time, so you know your body, you know when it's going to happen. Learn your body. Track those temps. If you're still doing a thermometer, that's fine. It needs to be at the same time every day before you move. But if you're doing one of the external, like arm thermometers, or the Ovusense, like I said, that doesn't matter what time you wake up, and you can put them in the app. I still did use the PreMom app for my ovulation test. I'll put a picture of that. Ovusense has an app. The Kegg has an app. And I still did use Fertility Friend app, and I did pay for the premium yearly plan for $24.99 for Fertility Friend because it's beneficial. Like, I mean, the free brand lets you track, but the advanced brand lets you do a lot more. It pinpoints your ovulation. It tells you the green light. It tells you your chances based on the information you put on it. How was it a high score for your ovulation? Was it a good score, or was it a weak score? Prove if you're not sure if your progesterone is in the right amount, if you're not sure what your egg reserve is, if you're not sure if you're estrogen dominant, or if you need to supplement with estrogen, get proved, because you can do those in the safety of your home, and you can take those results to a doctor. Like, you can take those results to your doctor and say, hey, I've been tracking and I need help with balancing my estrogen, or I need help with progesterone. If you have a doctor that does not listen, find a new provider. But in my case, I had a horrible insurance plan at the time that did not take fertility serious, especially for a lesbian. So there is a company called Push Health. Look it up. I'll put their logo up here. Push Health. I requested my own progesterone and my own medicine, and I put in the reason that I needed, and it was approved. And I used that until I got to my doctor. Then when I came to my prenatal appointment to confirm pregnancy, I told my doctor, I have been supplementing with progesterone. I'm going to run out soon. I need a refill because this is what I'm using it for. My new doctor didn't give me an issue. They refilled my prescription twice, and I was able to continue using my progesterone as much as I needed. So take that in consideration. If you have any questions, definitely write me on Instagram, write me in the comments. I will answer. I will put the links of all the stuff that I use down in the comments, somewhere embedded in this video. But until next time.